Man needs to get some water up in the building. Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, bro, man's still recovering from yesterday, Spence.
You know what? Yesterday was a lot. I'm just being real. I mean, yesterday was a lot, bro.
All right, let's introduce the show. Let's start the show with the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up. Welcome.
First and foremost, big up President TUNDE. Come on, yeah. I like that. A shout out to Stamina for Sale.
It's bare Tunde's coming on the show, you know.
Come on, yeah, bro. You know we're everywhere. When you see one, you see at least 7, 9. President TUNDE. Shout out to Stamina for Sale. Big man thing. The knowledge and the President TUNDE coming with facts. The realest in the game. Come on, all day, every day.
Come on, Dean Wilson, big up yourself, man. Bare love.
Yeah, and Antonio Tarver just retweet up the thing as well.
Yeah, he knows what time it is. Look at this madness. 1 second, Tun. 1 second. Yes, Clifton Mitchell, we're live on The Fight Is Right. What do you want, man?
Go on, Cliff.
To do a bit of business, but I don't think we should speak it on air.
Okay. Well, tell me something before you go. Tony said big up as well. So before you go, Clifton, yeah, what is your thoughts on this ERROL Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight?
I'm going to give you a very, very honest opinion here. I am split between the two of them, right? But if I had to, I don't know who's going to win, but I'll pick Errol Spence Jr.
Okay.
By what?
Is one of us is a Jamaican. So that's the reason I'm picking him. I can't really pick between the two of them, but I'll pick the Jamaican.
Okay. Thank you very much, Clifton Mitchell.
Honestly, I can't pick between either one of them. I think they've both got very, very good skills. I really do favour Errol Spence though.
Okay.
I really do favour him. I just feel I've seen him live against Cal Brook.
Yeah.
Cal Brook was at his just after getting back after that eye injury. But Cal was putting it on him for the first 4 rounds, 5 rounds, and then he just took over.
Yeah.
He took over. And you can't say that it was his eye socket because he got there. He got to his eye socket, and it was a different one. So for me, I just look at it. I just think he can get it done. I just really do. I really do think he can get it done. It could be very close. Do I see a stoppage? No, I don't see a stoppage.
Okay.
I think it'd be a points decision, maybe a split, but I don't know. Do you think anybody will get put the absolute chess match?
Yeah, you know what, Clifton? It's going to be a great fight. You just interrupted us while we're doing the show, so I just thought, yeah, I'm cutting you off now, right? We have work to do. All right, big up yourself. That is Clifton Mitchell. I heard that he's security man. Tunde, yeah, what happened down there?
What happened?
The security was going on wicked. Like, remember, you had Portsmouth. You had the Portsmouth fans down there. You had the Bournemouth fans down there. You had the Southampton fans down there. So it all kicked off. And I heard that Clifton Mitchell's security company handled the business, right? Right, handled the business and just broke up everyone.
Well, listen, that's what the security are there for.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Big up. Let's big up a few people before we get really into the nuts and bolts of this. Francisco living in Leeds. Come on. Yesterday and today. Camus War Home. Jermaine Williams. Jermaine's always on at me. President Tunde. Tunde Okole Ola. Daniel J. Boateng. Aaron Special. Come on. The special one. Soa. Dean Wilson. I've been. Chris Banjo. Rob Mayer. John Kahn. Steve Bailey, Big C. Aiton. There we are, Damien Charles, Pantelis Kumpis. Yeah. Thomas J. Riley, Knowledge Currency. There's knowledges everywhere, Spence. Come on, but there's only one. 2020 vision. Victor Ray Persuade. Yeah, I like that name there. The godfather of boxing. We got a lot to chop through. Take me back. Pirate Radio Archives is here. Andre Bucunia is a Capo boxing in the building. Felix the Negus. The list goes on and on. Alice, Ali, Nazir, John Khan, Subhan, Bash. Yeah. Anyway, Spence, boxing with Obi. I see you, bro. What's going on, Spence? Let's break this thing down. We got a magnificent fight. It is one of those fights where a few people are saying we should have had it a few years earlier.
No.
But I believe the time is right.
The time is right because the fight is right, and TUNDE, AJAYI, and Spencer FEARON's here. Listen, this is mouth-watering because we haven't seen none of the combatants looking jaded. Right? After the car crash that Errol Spence had a few years ago, I was like, ooh, the fight with Danny Garcia, I was like, ooh, I'm not too sure. But then, you know what I mean, as you've seen how he's kept on going, he's impressed me last time out greatly. He impressed me. So it's like, it is the right time. Because it's not like, and the maddest thing is this, he's 30, Terrence Crawford's 35, going on 36, and Errol Spence is 33, right? I'm just going to go back to history. If I was to go back to September of 1981, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas the Hitman Hearns.
The knowledge.
Come on, we always do this because we can do this. And no, I don't need to look this stuff up neither. TUNDE can verify that.
Come on,
right? When those two fought each other, I think Tommy Hearns was 21 and Sugar Ray Leonard was 23.
Wow.
Going on 24. But at that time, Sugar Ray Leonard already had his baptism under fire in his two fights in 1980 with Roberto Duran. Hands of stone. So this is the difference where when they fought, they were in their 20s, they were young, sprightly. It was a different time then where fighters weren't, now it's a business. We got to earn as much as we can, and then it's not a cash out fight. We're going to try and prove who's the best, but within the meantime, there's so many more fights because when these two end up fighting, I believe they're not going to have long left in their careers after this fight.
Yeah. It's coming like a cash out fight, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because go on, Spence.
And right, so, but in the rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas the Hitman Hearns, which was up at super middleweight, we were kind of not really super middleweight because they both weighed underneath 12 stone, and that was it was at June 12th of 1989. I remember sending TUNDE that fight to look at the body attacks of Sugar Ray Leonard in round 12, right? Yes. And in that fight, those two men, I think at the time, Ray Leonard was 33 years old and Tommy Hearns was 30, and they were seen as two old men.
Yes. Talk the thing, Spence.
Right? So now we flip the page. Now. We're looking at these two men, especially Errol Spence, who has fought his whole career at 147. Yes. And Errol Spence's own admission is that he walks around there at 175.
Trust me, I can tell you that for a fact.
Okay, right? Okay. So this is not a joke. This is serious boxing. And it's serious boxing with two men that it's mouth-watering. But the general consensus is that Bud Crawford's going to win this fight.
Say that again, Spence?
Yeah, the general consensus is people are going heavily with Bud Crawford to win this fight.
Okay. Who do you think is the bigger puncher in this fight?
Good question. The man that has scored the devastating knockouts of recent has been Bud Crawford.
Yeah, right. Bud's actually I think Bud is 5-0, 5-0 at welterweight. He's
Yeah,
fought
5-0.
5 welterweights and he's knocked
Yep.
out 5 welterweights.
Right.
Those welterweights being Amir Khan was the first one. That fight was for the WBO welterweight title. Then Igijas Kalavaskas.
No. It was Horn was his first fight.
Who?
When he fought Horn.
Horn. What's that?
Yeah.
That means he's more than 5-0 then.
Yeah. He beat Horn, the
so
Australian.
that's 1, 2. So hold on. So Benavidez, Benavidez was welter as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-0. 7-0. Last one being Anavisian, a 6-round KO, and he's going for 8-0 at welterweight. And Bud is 39-0 with 30 KOs. ERROL is 28-0 with 22 KOs. Who would you say has the better resume? Spence?
The better resume at welterweight, right? At welterweight, it has to be Errol Spence. Right? Just look at the names that Errol Spence is beating.
Ugas, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, Oncampo, Peterson, Kell Brook, Bundu. That was a serious knockout.
Okay.
Algieri, Van Herden is the name.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got at welterweight, he's got the better resume, Tunde.
Yes.
But that also could be to the fact that like people, yeah, I know what's that? Take Me Back, Pirate Radio is saying like no, but Bud beat Sean as well. We know that Bud beat Sean as well. Right? Matter of fact, we was gonna get Sean Porter on the show. But we must really do something with Sean Porter in a week. And I'm saying to you, like, when you look at a fight of this magnitude, we have to be grateful that these two men have been brave enough to say, we're going to go do this now, because they're guaranteed. The guarantee is 10 million each, just to get them in the room. Then they're going to chop out the pay-per-view. So they're going to end up with a lot of M's, right? I don't think that this is the reason why they're saying they're having this fight. I think both men are gladiators, and they want to take that gladiatorial role to another level. And this is what is needed, because we've seen certain fights being made this year that we're thinking, wow. I mean, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, that fight didn't have to happen. Fair play to Devin Haney for taking that fight. Tank versus Garcia. That fight did not need to happen. I'm talking, it didn't need to happen for the favor of Garcia, because Garcia could have carried on this punching up certain men who were unbeaten and just hyping up the team just to be this email champion. So when we look at it in that way, all credit has to be given to both of these men.
Definitely. It was, I mean, in truth, Spence, it was the only fight that could be made at welterweight that we wanted to see. Every other fight, you know, we got Jaron coming up, but really doesn't hold the market value to at this moment in time.
He doesn't. Good kid though.
Have that fight.
He's a good kid.
But you know, he's definitely part of the future picture. This fight here is a serious fight, Spence. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm like my man at the beginning of the show to Wrigley's. I don't know. It's like since I come back from America, I can't think straight. You know,
Clifton Mitchell.
It's like, yeah, Clifton. I'm really on the fence because I want to say ERROL because ERROL's bigger, but it's like I've never even seen Bud remotely looking like he's gonna lose.
But I've seen Bud Crawford get hurt though.
Yeah, but when you say hurt, what do you mean hurt?
No, I've seen him get hurt a couple of times, but that's
Cava Vasquez. That
Pardon me?
That wasn't no solid. Oh, look at him, he's done. It weren't like that. It weren't like that. It was just one of those punches where it's probably off balance. He got straight back up. It wasn't buzz to any effect. Other than that, Bud is he's just handed out beatings, Spence. Clinical.
Listen, Bud would bud you up. You know what I mean? We just got to be real with that. Bud he's a menace. He's a menace.
And he's got a spite about him
He got to listen. He's even down to his demeanor. His demeanor, like when you talk to him, it's like he checks you out first. Because like me and him's been friends for like I don't know about 5 years now, Ton, right? But it was from the Sky days when this fight was muted, and I was bigging up Bud Crawford saying like, as far as I'm concerned, he's the best fighter in the world, right? For his skill level or what's been demonstrated. And not only that, but when you speak to other trainers as well, I remember Dave Coolwell worked in Ricky Burns' corner. That was the first time me and Tunde properly worked boxing together.
Yeah, remember that in the yard.
Yeah, Tunde come around my house.
In the little trap house. In the little trap house at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, and
he still got that yard.
Yeah. Still got it rented out. And like
bare food used to get moved through that. Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Tunde. You know what I mean? And like
I'm only joking.
And like
Spence, don't try to keep a straight face. Bro, this is the fight is right. We're joking right now. Everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah. Anyway, so when you're around Bud was kind of like checking out, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like Usai, because he's a very serious character. You know what I mean? He's a very serious character to trust me.
Oh my god! The internet is serious enough.
I'm telling you.
Karen. Sorry, Spence.
Yeah, I mean,
he choked to his teeth to Wrigley.
Yeah. So I'm saying like it's more interesting because like I've been around Errol Spence, right? I remember like I know at the time when I was around Errol Spence, like when we was out in Vegas in 2014, Ton. Yeah? Where we was living some big life out there. I remember going to Tunde's little mash down hotel. I said, nah, brother, come. That's a
joker. I ain't never been in no mash down hotel.
That hotel was mashed down, brother. All the rats was peeping from the ceiling, bro. I said, nah.
You're just trying to get me back for the trap house comments.
Yeah. But anyway, it was mashed down. So I took Tunde I said, come stay where I am because I got this big penthouse and come over there. But it was mad. And there's bare black diamond girls we see it out there.
You see, you see what you're turning it into now. Just because I made a little one comment. Go on, anyway, carry on, Spence.
So, and I was around Errol Spence then, and I remember, I'm just keeping this thing 100. I remember seeing Errol Spence and his bridges them after the Floyd fight when Floyd fought Canelo, drunk out of his head, Tunde.
Yeah, Errol does like a drink. I don't know if he drinks now, but
listen, I think he's learned his lesson now.
Yeah, he's very, very. He's trying to be more disciplined, and he was saying that even like in terms of hydration, drinking water. Man never used to do that.
So what's that?
But everything's changed. The thing which really kind of concerns me is that every time I see Bud, he's in the gym. He looks sharp. He looks in shape. He just, even now, talking.
And he's strong, Ton.
What?
You see the deadlift?
Well, his conditioner said he's probably he's the strongest athlete at that weight that he's ever trained. So, and the guy's worked with so many world-class athletes. But I know a lot of American trainers say that, strength and conditioning trainers say that. But I actually believe him because I just see how, not only mentally, but physically, how Bud just beats people down. And this is what makes this fight such a great fight because Errol has got tremendous willpower.
Bro, the Ugas fight showed you that what kind of person he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's, what I mean? The Ugas, that performance against Ugas was serious because Ugas was kind of unbeaten fighter going into that fight.
Definitely. Strong technical Cuban system.
Yep.
And very, very good fighter. And Errol
punched the will out of him. He punched the will out of him. And that's when Errol Spence is serious.
Sorry about that, Spence. Sorry. Yeah.
It's all right, bro.
And so I'm expecting, send a Zoom link to Tarver. Oh, okay. Spence, he's just given me
I'll just send it to his WhatsApp, but all right, then cool.
No. He's just given me what do they call it? an email to send it to.
All right, send it there then.
Yeah, so I'll do that. Yeah, carry on, Spence.
Steve Bailey, do you think whatever British broadcaster picks up the fight will make it a pay-per-view? No, I don't. I hope they don't. I mean, I hope they don't. But if it was a pay-per-view, I'd pay for it. I think for that fight there, I think it's going to be on that fight app where you got to pay a tenner.
The wrong one. Yeah, sorry.
I mean, that's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. Steve Bailey, I think the zone will grab it. Living in Leeds, big up yourself. I'm not necessarily sure who's going to pick that fight up. But I hope I don't mind whoever picks up. You know what I mean? Because only that fight is 2 months away, 8 weeks away. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Big Fat Gourmet Kitchen. 1 second, I'll be back in 1 second. Tunde, keep on talking.
What's that, Spence?
Keep on talking.
They're trying to send the thingy chat about you going to the kitchen for what?
I'm whipping it up, bruv. Whipping it up.
Bruv, we can't be going. What's wrong with you? Yeah, we're trying to do business, and they're chatting about you going to eat food.
Listen, if I don't eat food, eating food is a trademark. I'm promoting healthy living.
No, but we're on the show trying to sort out our guests from the US.
You know what? Definitely, Daniel, that is pay-per-view value. No ifs or buts. Yeah, living in Leeds, shout out to Amazon Fire Stick. You know they was there, innit? Broadcast situations are never a problem.
Don't be promoting no illegal streams.
I'm not promoting nothing. You know what? What's that? I just saw something. Living in Leeds, is Conor Ben ready for these guys?
That's what I was thinking as well.
I don't believe he's ready for these guys. These men are top elite. Conor Ben's at the precipice. If he was to come back and carry on fighting and carry on succeeding, then he's at the precipice. But he's not where these guys are. These guys are the elite guys in the 147 division. And they are elitists for a reason, because let's look at their resumes. Here is one man who's a free weight world champion, an undisputed champion at 140, which was an incredible feat, which he did. Mm-hmm. And the thing about Bud, like I'm saying, I forgot, when Bud Crawford fought Ricky Burns, Dave Coolwell worked in Ricky Burns' corner for that fight. And he said he's the best I've ever seen. Bearing in mind that he was in Ryan Rogues' corner when he was unfortunate against Canelo. And he was saying that Terrence Crawford is the best I've ever seen.
All this is irrelevant. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, it ain't irrelevant. You know, shiny teeth.
You ain't going to the kitchen right now, Spencer, because when this man is on, it's magic. That's what he says, it's magic. I told you, I call this man Mr. Cocoa Butter, man. Mr. Cocoa Butter, man. Every time he's just shining. I saw an interview the other day. I said, nah, I'm getting out my Tom Fords, because I said, this guy, every time I see him, he's just different, looking sharp. Doesn't even look like a former prize fighter. Could even be on one of those magazines like GQ or one of those top magazines. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the one, the only, Mr. Magic Man Antonio Tarver.
What's up, gang? My guys from the UK. What's happening, guys?
Come on.
Bro, you never fail to let us down, man. Every time you're just showing us up, brother. You're looking younger than all of us.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Listen, there's so much to talk on. I think before we touch on the Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, what's your opinion? I mean, I watched the interview with you a few days ago on the fighters of today, and Devin, and this one you're talking about Devin Haney in particular. First off, what were your thoughts on the fight the other night, last week?
I thought it was a very, very close fight. But when a guy when the guy's coming in undisputed champion, undefeated, and in his backyard, I mean, Lomo fought well. I can't take anything from him. I just felt that, he could have had a little bit more separation. And then when you look at, the pre-fight build-up, he was telling everyone that Haney didn't have a punch. If a guy don't have a punch and you're the puncher in the fight, I mean, that should lead you, to believe that you can punch with this guy. And maybe, I thought if Lomo would have stayed in the pocket a little bit and went to the body, I think he could have opened Devin Haney up. If there was a time to really stop a guy, that was the night that I think Lomo could have pushed the gas and got him out of there. It wouldn't be no controversy right now. It wouldn't be no controversy. But I think with all being said, with all of the controversy surrounding the fight, they got to run it back. I just think it's good for boxing. With the controversy, some think Lomo won. A lot of people think Haney won. Why not run it back for all the marbles and see, can we have a different outcome? But like I said, if the same fight take place, he still win by a close, unanimous decision. That's how I saw the fight.
Definitely, I have to agree with you there. And before we go into the ERROL, Spence, touch on, because myself and Spencer had a 2-hour sit down with the legend himself, Mr. Chris Eubank Sr. yesterday, and he spoke about exactly what I heard you speak about in terms of the training, the teaching nowadays. Where are the teachers? And do you feel that this is what is affecting the skill level of what we're seeing with these fighters today? What's the problem?
I just think it's a lot of people out here. Boxing has been infiltrated, man, by a bunch of fans. That's it. Boxing has been infiltrated by a bunch of guys that are the fans of the sport, but really don't know the sport. You know what I mean? They haven't toiled in the sport. They haven't put no sweat, no tears, no nothing in the sport. You see what I mean? So it's levels to this. And when I talk about the technicality of these fighters, I talk about rhythm. I talk about timing. I mean, these are lost. I talk about footwork. It's a lost art in boxing, bro. It's a lot of technical things that are lost right now in the game because there's just no experienced teachers that have gone through the fire and that are willing to give back to these young men. All you got to do is, I can show you the difference. It's going to take one fighter, and I can show you the difference, the before and the after, and the rest of this shit is it's a moot point. You either know it or you don't. You either can teach it or you can't.
Come on, talk to thing.
If you don't understand that I have a knack for communication, then you're lost.
Yes, sir.
It ain't what I'm telling these guys. Anybody can tell them the same thing. But when Antonio Tarver get in front of them, it's different, bruh. This is what I'm trying to show the world. I got patience, bro. I got patience. You feel me?
Sir.
So,
Yes,
the thing is, I can teach, bro. I can teach what I know. That makes me very valuable when it comes down to it. Very valuable. It ain't going to take but one fighter, and I can show you the difference. And then it's going to be a floodgate. It's going to be a floodgate. They're going to be beating my doors down because everybody going to know what I've been trying to tell them for years now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, cool. So give us, I know you're with the family, give us the breakdown on this Errol Spence Bud fight. Who you see winning, what you see the fight turning out like. It's one I cannot split. I'll be honest with you. They're great fighters. Is this fight taking place at the right time? Is it 3 years too late? What's your take on it?
I think it's right now. It's been bubbling, man. It's been marinating for so long, and I think it's time now. And I'm glad it's happening now, right now because we know Earl has been through some things with that accident. I mean, the guy has been off longer than I don't know. So it's going to be some things that he's going to have to knock the rust off on fight night. So there's a lot of things are going to be determined prior to the fight. But as it sit right now, these are the two best welterweights in the world. I don't think it's been a fight of this magnitude since Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard in the welterweight division. Because, you know, when we had Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao, the time had already elapsed on that fight. You know what I mean? But and the Canelo wasn't at his peak. Canelo wasn't, you know, in his prime at the time. These are two fighters that are legitimately in their prime, undefeated, undisputed. Everything is on the line. But as you know, there can only be one winner. There can only be one winner. And when I break this fight down, it comes down to me personally. I just think Bud has shown us that he can do more in the ring, period. He can do more in the ring. And I'm not saying that Errol Spence can't beat Bud Crawford. I can be dead ass wrong. But I'm going to go with what I feel, what I see, and my experience. I'm going to just go with my experience. And I told y'all, Bud Crawford remind me of the Magic Man, bro. Say what you will. He approached that shit. He approached the game just like me. He don't see none of them guys. He don't see none of those guys.
Yes, sir.
I like his attitude. I like everything he represents in the game. He's giving back to these young champions that's coming behind him. I mean, what can you not like about Bud Crawford, bro? What can you not like about him? You know, so that's how I feel. You know, I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'm gonna give Errol Spence his props.
Yes, sir.
Because if anybody can beat Bud Crawford, it's a guy like Errol Spence. But we gonna see. That's why we fight the fight, because we gonna see. I'm gonna see how if all those people betting with Errol Spence, I'm gonna see if they're gonna put their money where their mouth is, because you'll have to be a fool to bet against Bud Crawford. You'll have to be a fool to bet against Bud Crawford, bro. I'm telling you that right now. I don't care who he fighting. I like Errol Spence, but I think Bud is on his game and he's in his bag right now. That boy hitting with power with both hands. He can take a punch. He don't mind sitting in the pocket. I mean, I think it's going to take more than just pressure to beat Bud Crawford. It's going to take more than pressure. It's going to take a fighter that does that plant traps. It's going to take a very deceptive fighter. It's going to have to come from when you least expect it. And when you see a fighter in there, a fighter that don't really put guys in traps, don't really set that trap up. I mean, that's an art in itself. See, sometimes you see these fighters and you see a fighter, but sometimes you see exceptional things in a fighter. His thinking prowess. You feel me? His defensive responsibility. A lot of these things. A guy that's never, when you see a fighter that's never in trouble, that he can control the fighter in front of him, and he's never in trouble. He's always in control of the fight. That's when you have a master boxer. And it's levels to this, bro.
Yes, sir. And I echo to the T. I said exactly the same thing. And lastly, what's up with the Magic Man? What's going on with you, T? I need to know. The fans need to know back in the UK.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. Tarver's take.
Oh wow.
Tarver's take is on fire, bro. It's just I'm giving my take on everything boxing.
Yes.
And I think that when people recognize my experience, people recognize my ability to get that message across. Why hasn't these fighters taken advantage of it? I don't understand.
And you know,
I don't understand.
To cut you there, Chris Eubanks, myself and Spencer was saying the same thing today. And it's one of the reasons why we created this platform. Because I feel that the youth of today are not taking the experience of the guys that have been there, done it, and got the t-shirt. So all we can do as hosts is continue to shine light on you guys with the experience and hope that the younger generation, they take this knowledge, pick up the phone, contact Antonio, Instagram. You know, he's there, he's available. So we're going to keep supporting you over here in the UK, T. And thank you so much for coming on, brother. Any last things?
Hey, I just want to say, man, all those managers and trainers and promoters out there, if you really care about that fighter, make sure you get him someone that can truly, handlers in the game. They're lost art.
Yes, sir.
Manager, every promoter had a handler that his duty was to protect that fighter, show that fighter how he lived like a champion, the things that a fighter's supposed to do, and just those are the things that I think when you look at these fighters that have gone before us, they got to give back, man. But when you get a champion like myself that's willing and able to dedicate his time for these fighters, man, you got to take advantage of that. You got to take advantage of that. Because what I'm trying to show these fighters is priceless, bro. It's priceless.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you finished, T? You finished?
I'm done, man. Hey, make sure y'all follow me at Antonio Tarver on all social media platforms. And if any of those podcasts out there want to do like this, man, jump in my DM, man, at Antonio Tarver. We can hook it up and we can bring Tarver's take to any podcast platform.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Antonio.
Ladies and
Chris
gentlemen.
Andre Boxing, thank you for the £10. We'll read your thing in a minute.
And I'll be in Vegas on fight night, man. So hey, hopefully you guys, y'all getting out here or what?
Yeah, definitely.
Coming out?
1,000,000%.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna check on y'all when y'all hit that touchdown in Vegas, man.
Yeah.
I just came back.
Yeah.
I was at the fight.
Yeah, I'm going to the fight. Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool.
I'm talking about Bud Crawford and Terrence. Bud Crawford and Errol Spence.
Sorry, one second, Antonio. A gentleman, Chris Andre Boxing, sent in £10. Thank you for the £10. He says, big up Tunde and Spencer. I have no doubt the Magic Man could be a top trainer. Antonio, if you could pass on your knowledge by improving any fighter today, who would you want to train?
That's a good question.
Yeah, covered.
Hey, you know what? I would want to train. I would want to get in the training camp of Devin Haney right now and take that rematch with Lomo. I really would. And I want to show the world the difference, bro. The difference in having the knowledge and not having the knowledge. Having the experience and not having the experience. You understand? And right there, we can see a difference. Right there, we can draw a comparison of before and after. Because like I said, it ain't going to take but one. That's all it's going to take.
Interesting.
One fight. That's it.
Interesting.
I wanted it to be Wilder. I really wanted it to be Wilder because I believe if Wilder would have invested 3 weeks with me, he'll still be fucking heavyweight champion right now.
Okay.
He would be heavyweight champion right now if he would have invested 3 weeks of his time to come see what we doing down here in Tampa.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it has been great having the Magic Man with us. Always shining as usual. Teeth shining, face shining, everything shining. Thank you so much for joining us, Antonio.
My God.
Yes,
I appreciate y'all. Hey, keep doing what you guys doing, man. Y'all making a hell of a difference, keeping boxing alive over there in the UK, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Yes.
Come on.
Love. Thank you very much. Yeah. We're doing it again, bro. Lovely.
Come on. Got a massive big up to Antonio Tarver.
Apart from spraying up the screen.
Yeah, but you know what? Remember what Eubank said?
Yeah. But that's our man. Our man.
Right, that's that guy.
And you know what? He's one of the most, I would have to say, he's one of the most knowledgeable. The way he explains things.
He breaks down the serious stuff.
So clear and precise.
Well articulated.
The way you articulate, there's no confusion. You know what he's saying. And this is what he was saying. This is what Chris Eubanks was saying, that, you need people that can correspond to the people that they are supposed to be helping and supporting. Not just there for a paycheck and to collect money. It's not about that. It's not about that. We know money is part of it. But having said that, you know, you need someone in your corner that knows what they're doing, knows what they're saying, can read a fight, can advise you. And that's, I feel, where the level of boxing has gone down so much nowadays. As he said, as Chris Eubanks said, that there's a big problem. There's a big problem, Spence.
Yep. What's that? What's that? Was that Persuado Geek? Put that up there?
Who?
Geek.
Oh, okay.
Persuado Geek, yeah. See, he says, you want to read that, Tundi?
Yeah, Poseidon Geek, thank you. He says, Okoli needs a new trainer. The dude can't jab and has no boxing skills.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say this. Like, for you young kids on here, or younger, way younger than I would say go and watch a man called Bob Foster, who was the light heavyweight champion in the 70s. Right? Go and watch Bob Foster. Right? Bob Foster could throw his jab. He was very tall for it was what, 6'3". He was very tall for a light heavyweight. And he would throw his jab from down at his hip and you couldn't see it. By the time you would see it, it'd hit you. Right? But he'd pop the jab all the time. This guy could knock you out with a jab. Right? Go and watch Tommy Hearns. Very similar body frame to Lawrence Okoli. Lawrence Okoli is now training with a man from the Kronk in Sugar Hill, or as I called him yesterday, Sugar Over the Hill. Now, and that's not me disrespecting Sugar Hill, right?
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I'm going to tell you now, because it's easy to do something with a man like Tyson Fury.
That's true,
right? Cutting barn in a boxing, Tundi. It's been computed into him from generations.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I hear that.
Right? And nobody can't argue with me on this one because I am telling you, it's been computed inside Tyson Fury. Don't get twisted. It's not everyone is going to come out and it could skip a generation, generation. But, you know what I mean? If you know anything about EPO genetics, and you clever people on here should know about it, then he's been caught with something and then he's built on it. And then also repetition and constantly training. Tyson Fury has lived this thing. Lawrence Okoli, on the other hand, hasn't lived this thing. He's something that he kind of fell in love with. And he's got more than relative success. He's had major success. Matter of fact, Lawrence Okoli, for a man who walked in the gym at 18 after being inspired by watching Anthony Joshua in the 2012 Olympics, is a massive overachiever because the man became a national champion as an amateur. He boxed and qualified for the Olympics. He boxed in the Olympics and got to a quarterfinal.
You know, I've never liked that word, overachiever. I don't like that word.
Well, regardless, but listen, let me continue, please. Right? Right. I know, but I'm saying for his limited ability to the successes of what he's gone out and done, then I'm saying it's incredible. And yeah, we like to talk about this. Well, he was at McDonald's and blah. Well, the man had a vision and he had a plan and he stuck by his vision.
Man said I would never watch an Okoli fight again.
But no, listen to me. And as much, the thing about it is this: we don't understand. What was it? Was it Orson Welles that said like the major thing about being talked about is not being talked about, right? So he's managed to do that. Thank you very much for agreeing with me, Chris Andre Boxing. I like your channel as well, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, I also like that piece that you did about me being going through trauma of bereavement. Now, I'm saying this now that with Lawrence Okoli was thinking, well, I want to go box. Remember, Lawrence Okoli used to be some little fat kid, you know, right? He used to be a kid that was bullied badly around Hackney. He was a kid that kids used to stick it on him. So, as far as I'm concerned, for a man to have won all of the marbles, British, Commonwealth, European, and world titles, Lawrence Okoli has won, right? I know the figures that he got for his last fight. I know the figures that he got last night, right? So you lot can all sit down and say he's boring. I'll never watch him. I've da-da-da and all the rest of it. Lawrence Okoli, Tony says he doesn't like the word overachiever, but he's done things that nobody expects. Sorry, Oscar Wilde, you're absolutely right. Thank you very much. Right, not Orson Welles, right? He has gone out and done something majorly fantastic in getting to where he wanted to get to. But if you listen to Lawrence Okoli, he's a very philosophical character who is like, kind of, it's not like, it doesn't seem like he's that hell-bent, because he actually sees the woods beneath the trees. So he can see it. So he's not really gassed about this overhyped thing or this, that, or all the rest of it. Lawrence Okoli is kind of cool. And because he's kind of cool, I'm saying to him, that desire to say, right, I'm going to bite down on my gum shield, or I'm going to stick it on you from now. Or even from in my training, I was watching Lawrence Okoli on the bag with Sugar Hill, right? And I said, Sugar ain't doing his job. And I'm going to be real with this, because I didn't see what was administered and what was the game plan in that fight. I give Lawrence Okoli the first 3 rounds. After that, what did Lawrence Okoli do? You know what I mean? Right. When I reiterate and I say to you to go and study greats, because when you study great fighters, Tunde, great fighters leave clues. You know what I mean? You were the one that told me that when you went to Floyd Mayweather's house and you was in Floyd Mayweather's house, Floyd had every fight on lock and he knew when they fought, what time they fought, what punch was being thrown in what round. I've done that, right? So you have to study the game. Now, I'm Lawrence Okoli and I'm saying, I've got a ramrod jab. Let me throw my jab at you, right? And sting. There's no snap on his punches, Tunde. Not one bit of snap.
Oh, on Lawrence's?
There's no snap on his punches, Tunde.
We're going to get into what I think that is, but thank you, Ronan.
Sorry. To go back to the original question, like he needs a change of trainer.
Oh, what
my rant, because I'm just on a ranting mood right now.
What original question?
The original question was Lawrence Okoli, should he get a new trainer? Right? And I'm telling Lawrence Okoli.
Was that a Snapchat?
No, it wasn't Snapchat. But
I'm cooking to the Snapchats.
All right, sorry, Rowan. If Lawrence Okoli fought in my back garden, I would draw the curtains. All right, listen to me, yeah? Thank you for the £5. You know why it is? Lawrence Okoli had major success with having an ugly style. Yes. Right? Lawrence Okoli is Henry Akawande, who was a 90s heavyweight who fought Lennox Lewis for the WBC crown. And he was also IBO champion, right? By knocking out Jamel Williams. I remember that knockout as a vicious knockout in 96, right? If Lawrence Okoli was to come, I speak to Lawrence regular, and was to just spend 2 weeks with my man who's on the left of the screen, just 2 weeks, you'll be taught the fundamental basics on how to snap your jab. Number one. Forget about this tippy-tappy pads and all the rest of it. But you actually need those kind of tippy-tappy. And I'm going to tell you why you need those tippy-tappy pads. Because you don't throw combination shots. You throw bounce, one shot, bounce, throw left hook, bounce, throw right uppercut, bounce. That is it. You don't throw combinations. Now, if you was around me, Lawrence Okoli, I would have you study, especially for this fight here, I would have you study Thomas the Hitman Hearns versus Juan Roldan for the WBC World Middleweight Championship I think that was in August of 1987. I definitely know it was 1987 because it's for the vacant.
Sugar all these man ain't telling these fighters to do that.
Right? Now, come and talk to me and Tunde, and I guarantee you, Tunde will change your style of fighting, and I will educate you on the psychological treatment of what the greats went through. That's my call out to you. Whether you take it or not, that's your business. But I'm telling you now, I will send you Tunde Ajayi's number.
But what's the matter with you? Behave yourself, man.
Right? I will send you. No. I'm being real. You know why I'm being real? You know why I'm being real, Tunde? Because yesterday, 1,000,000% was a glorified British title fight, classed as a world title fight. And I said this again, that Johnny Nelson was in the ring and Johnny Nelson beat Carl Thompson. Johnny Nelson beat Ezra Sellers. Johnny Nelson is the second longest reigning world champion that this country ever produced, never got his dues, right? Johnny Nelson must be sat there now and say, right, I'd fancy my chance with both of these guys right now. And Johnny Nelson is about 75 years old.
Johnny Nelson is chilling, man. Johnny Nelson everything.
Right. I'm just telling you this now. So teachers teach, okay? And in order to get knowledge, you have to be around knowledgeable people.
6181 said bounce, hug. Anyway, Mohammed Ahmed, thank you for the $4.99. He says, Spence, he is an overachiever, which I agree, but I Coley thought he's ready for White, AJ, and Fury. Do you think he's had a reality check last night?
No, because at the time when he thought that he was ready for a man like AJ, Dylan White, I remember the Dylan White call out because it kind of could have gone horrible because Dylan, he was kicked back saying like, you're taking liberties, right? When he was turning around and saying that, I believe he believed it. But then Lawrence was banging out people. And also, Capleton should sue Lawrence Okoli because we're doing a watch along, we weren't listening to the tune, but he came out to Capleton, he remixed it, but he come out to slew them by Capleton, right? Oh, wow. Capleton should sue.
Why should Capleton sue?
Because he wasn't slewing nobody.
That old tight coach Martin Gooden. What's going on, Mark? Martin Gooden, boxing, nutrition, performance. He says, "Good evening, guys. Lawrence should know the rudiments at this level. You cannot blame his coach. Schoolyard boxing basics, which he'd never done last night. Man's weak."
Right. Let me answer that, Tunde. Okay. When you walk into the boxing gymnasium, any boxing gymnasium, like Tunde walked into the Lynn boxing gymnasium, my first ever amateur club was Brixton District. The first thing that you are taught as a boxer or potential boxer, when you go into the gym to train, you're taught how to stand, and the first punch that you're taught is a left jab. Now, I cannot be, what's Lawrence, 6'5" with elongated arms. He's, what's the man from Fantastic Four? Ben Richards. He's Ben Richards and Stretch Armstrong combined together. Use your blinking long arms. If I had arms like Lawrence Okoli, nobody could get close to me. Remotely close to me. And if you did, you get clapped with a jab. And if you come a bit closer, you're going to get clapped with my right hand. I'm coming up a left hook. Easier said than done, but balance is not being taught. We had Antonio Tarver just on here saying like certain fighters ain't being taught footwork. So, and this is not me a dig at Lawrence, because when me and Lawrence speak openly, I will say this to him. And I'm saying in order, and this is not me begging for Tunde, because Tunde is doing great in what he's doing. And this is not me to try and edge to go get back in the game or all the rest of it. You know why? Because I'm very vicarious. I live through my brothers, right? I'm saying to you, if you want to save your career, Lawrence Okoli, right? You don't need to be flying out to no Vegas. You don't need to be trying to do no tax haven business and go to Dubai. Come and talk to Baba Tunde Ajayi. That's what you come and do. And when you go and do that, you come and sit down with Spencer FEARON, and I'll just sit down, I'll break down fights with you. Thank you very much, Sugar Ray 29. That's my rant on Lawrence Okoli.
You know, I've just kept quiet when you're talking, but it seems like Tunde would make Lawrence eat a big plate of shaki before every training session. 100%. First thing is, that vegan business. You couldn't even be around me and Joe come with this vegetarian business. But man would just tell you that's nonsense. I just feel that putting myself out of the picture, I feel Lawrence is all the, as you said, physical attributes to be a good fighter. I feel that the reason why he never changed and why he's been so confident in his style is because he became a world champion. But much like AJ, and I know Chris Eubanks, we keep on giving quotes from Chris Eubanks' talk yesterday, but it has so much content in it that we could keep on talking for that, keep on dropping quotes for the next hour. We still got some to fighters maybe getting world titles a bit too soon.
So listen, they are getting world titles too soon. Not really. Saying that, Tunde, it's how the world's changed.
It's how the world's changed, exactly. But I don't know. If something just seemed off yesterday. The fact that Lawrence was going down, I think there was only one legitimate knockdown. The rest were like brushes on his back, and his legs weren't holding up. Could the diet be part of the fact that it's helping him make weight easier? Because his legs,
I ain't blaming no diet. I ain't blaming nothing. What I'm telling you is this, yeah? It's all mental. right? And also, you could be dying all you want. If a man ain't taught you how to throw your blinking jab,
But
right?
isn't but hold on, you say that, Spence. And living in Leeds, bring the microwave, I'll sign it, yes. But you say that, but isn't Sugar Hill's main thing the jab? Don't that camp apparently spend hours just working the jab, the jab, the jab?
Well,
I thought
Tundi,
that's what it was.
if they are working the jab for hours and hours and hours, yeah, well, I can tell you this, my friend, something ain't working. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Because Tundi, what you do most is what you do best.
100%. And that's why I say, I think a lot of what we saw yesterday is to do with preparation. I never saw, Lawrence, I'm not saying nothing out. Hey, what is?
Mohammed Ahmed,
Oh, yeah, wait there.
thank you so much. Tundi's eyes just light up. Thank you so much for the 1999. You don't need to know boxing to see Okoli's success so far came from the size, strength, and awkwardness. But Tunde and Spencer, do you think Okoli can compete at the elite level, and can he learn the fundamentals at this age? Yes, he can.
Yes.
You know why? Because teachers teach, right? But it is him to say that he's willing to learn these fundamentals. Do I think that Lawrence could do it? Yes, I do. I really do. And do I think that Lawrence Okoli could come back? Listen, number one is this hustle, daily motion. When you're saying Sugar Hill versus Spencer FEARON, I've been up against Sugar Hill already. I've beaten Sugar Hill already. And then I didn't know what I knew now. You know what I mean? And I'm not turning around. I'm not turning around saying I'm a trainer. No, I'm not. I'm a teacher.
No.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a teacher.
Big up Mizzy. Sorry. I just said that for Mizzy because I cut that for Mizzy. We need Mizzy on the show to give him some guidance. So anyone who's got a direct link to this youth, Mizzy, who Piers Morgan just embarrassed. Yes, the youth embarrassed himself, but Piers Morgan is an elite interviewer.
And manipulator, Tunde.
And he just humiliated the young man. And it would be great to have that young man on the show, maybe on a talk time with Tunde, or even just on a Fight Is Right. And we just listen to him.
Tunde. I wouldn't want him on the show.
No.
And I'm going to tell you why. No, I'm going to explain to you why. I'd like to speak to
this off subject, everybody. This is off subject, but I'd like to hear what Spence says.
Yeah, cool. And all right. And I'm going to say, this little young kid, this Mizzy, no. Because I'm not going to glorify a young man that's done stupidness and it's got loads of views and all the rest of it and blah, 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 blah. Because that's it. Look, loads of kids now looking at that, right, this is the way forward. I'm just going to do some dumb shit and that's going to bring me through. No, I'm not going to promote that. I would like to sit you up. Don't get twisted. I would love to speak to the young man. I'm a big man to you. I'd love to sit down and speak. He's saying like his parents ain't really involved in his life and all the rest of it.
That's the thing that touched me.
Of those things, then yes, I would love to speak to the young man. I don't want you on no show.
Yes.
I'm not clout.
Exactly. I hear that. I definitely hear that. Let's move on. But he does need a good talking to. And I feel like him talking to older guys that, can... Listen, there's not much you can change in a few hours of conversation, but maybe one word might help him see certain things.
Now my one word would be come here.
No, Spencer. This is the year 2023.
Oh, cut it out. What's the matter with you, son?
Say that Instagram video what you sent me this afternoon. Anyway, Chris Andre Boxing, thank you for the £10 again, sir. He says 100% balance is one of Okoli's biggest issues. I agree. What's your take on his build? He's broad up top, but not in the legs. Does that affect his balance? Do you think Wilder might have a similar issue? Spence, I'll let you answer that.
Tunde, number one, Chris Andre Boxing, thank you for the £10. You've been throwing it up today. I'm on fire today. I've been greatly inspired yesterday by Chris Eubank Sr. and I had a very good rest and a family around the house today, so I have a really nice time. 100% balance is one of Okoli's biggest issues. And I'm going to tell you this now. It's balanced, but it's not his bank balance because this in the last 6 months has made over £1 million. But when we're talking about,
Stop telling man what man's earning. You don't need to
we're
do
talking
that.
about it's public knowledge, Tunde.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's public knowledge. It's public knowledge.
And then again, but then you see when you start telling what man's earning and all of that. Now people start. It's perception. You start unless he's saying it, which I heard he did say in the gym. But that's another thing. But I just don't forget about exposing how much man's earning and everything because I feel that you're just getting away from it. Bro, we're talking about boxing, you know, and the sweet science. But anyway, Spencer has left the building. Oh, he's back now.
My alarm went off. I don't know why it went off.
Okay, let's carry on, please.
Yeah, so I'm saying, yeah, balance is an issue for Lawrence Okoli. But the thing about it is this is like something doesn't just look right with Lawrence's body type with me.
Well, I just think, as I said yesterday, I just feel that he's got so far in a particular style and it was never going to change until it broke. In Lawrence's mind, this is what my personal opinion. My personal opinion was, it ain't broke. I don't need to fix it. Regardless of what everyone is saying. You know, sometimes when things are going well for you, you can't actually see what's ahead of you. Us as fans, we see that this style was awful. We see that it ain't going to work when you start getting to certain levels. But he was a world champion. So in his mind, in his own confident self-mind, he's saying, bro, you lot are just haters. You're just haters, bro. You can say what you want. Like you just told the whole world, he's a millionaire. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know what's that saying? That's that Jamaican saying, who don't hear must feel.
Must feel.
Yeah. So that's what happened to him last night. And now the onus is on Lawrence to go back, look within himself, look at the fight from a perspective of truth and say, that's crap. That's rubbish. It's a load of rubbish.
But one of the people that was saying that, and this from early, Derek Chisora, when this fight was announced, said Lawrence is going to lose. And I said, what? And he said, listen, Chris Billen-Smith, that boy is tough.
Man said, turn the lights on the earth. Let me turn on the lights. Sorry, go carry on, Spence.
I didn't thought you never paid the electric bill there until it just cut you off. So, you know what I mean? Mohammed Ahmed, thank you for the $4.99. Is Okoli's power hyped or does Chris Billen-Smith just have a good chin? Lawrence Okoli's power, before, it was not hype. It was very, very genuine, right? But what happened was not that he got reliant on the punching power. I think like he just stopped believing that he could punch or he could tap out guys.
You think?
Yeah, because Tunde, that guy, that David Light guy that he fought, Lawrence Okoli should have made light work of him. He didn't. Right? He buzzed Chris Billen-Smith quite a few times, but it's the fundamentals in knowing to stand in punching range and deliver those shots, which I haven't seen in Lawrence for a little while. This is not me being critical of the young man. This is me being encouraging to the young man because I still believe that you got it in you, right? And if you are, like I said, if you are performing and you become a world champion performing like that, what would happen if you are around some real cats? Then what would happen?
I don't personally think it's that. I think that because he's been in the gym with Chris Billen-Smith for so long, they've sparred together as gym mates for so long. Billen-Smith is accustomed to the power of Lawrence Okoli, and in his own mind, because the suggestions you make to yourself is more powerful and more prominent than the suggestions of others. I believe that he, in his own mind, was like, bro, you can't hurt me. I've taken your best shots in the gym. There's nothing you can do because these shots never really, it didn't put him down. It didn't. And I think if Lawrence was in there with any other person last night, those shots would have been very effective. So I just feel it was a mental game from the start. You know, he had a opposite. He had a team in the opposite corner that knew him inside out, and that ultimately
they did. Sorry, Sugar Ray 29. Thank you for the £10, sir.
Big up Sugar Ray. He says, gentlemen, do you think Sugar Hill is overrated? He has trained a few fighters of late. His fighters have lost their fights. He does not seem over interested after the fight. Am I completely wrong? You answer that, Spence, because I'll put fire on things.
No, you should answer that, Tun.
No, I mean, listen, I don't know the man, but I do agree with what Sugar Ray is saying. This man is all hugging up the Chris Billum Smith and all of that.
When was he doing that?
No.
When was he hugging them up?
Bro, after the fight, I'm like, bro, no. I'm not, no, bro, I don't, you just beat my man. I don't business, bro. I'm not hugging you. I'm not, bro, you're my enemy. Yeah, you know, well done. Bro, there's no, I don't know you. Like, it just, I don't know. I just feel different about it. Like, even in his post-fight interview, it was like, it wasn't even answering the questions. It was just like, you know, that's not boxing. Like, just being disrespectful, like we don't know what we're talking about. Like, even the interview was like, yeah, I understand that. But I'm asking you, yeah, but this is how boxing is. You know, like, some of these Yanks here, they think because they got a little twang in their voice, that man has to listen to them. No, I don't need to listen to it. That's how I said it on Shiesty's show. I'm like, it's like these British youths, a lot of these young British fighters, they just get so gassed at the American accent. And like, it's like, because it sounds different, that gives it some relevance. You know what happened when I went to Floyd?
1 second, son. 1 second. 1 second. Phone call in. Hey, Mr. James. Yo, Derek. He must have those pocket call me. He must be at a game. Huh?
You need to send them the link. I told you about that.
It's not that. I didn't. He's just phoning me out of the blue.
Yeah, send them the link.
Yo, Derek. Yeah. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, he just phoned me.
What I'm saying is, you know, it's like I was saying on Shiesty's first Twitter conversation this evening at 7 o'clock, that British fighters need to look at history before they run over to an American trainer. You know what happened when I went in Floyd's gym and they was like, yeah, you UK man. I was like, shut your mouth. I don't care about accents. Like, listen, I'm doing a job. You talking a particular way doesn't mean it's correct. And I feel that a lot of British fighters that are running over to America, they have not studied boxing. And they have not studied the most prominent British fighters that we know, the ones that we all know. Ricky Hatton, boom, with Billy Graham. Guess what? Let's go and hire Floyd Mayweather Sr. The same man that you was brushing all them pass. Bro, when you went with Floyd Mayweather Sr., you see what happened. Amir Khan.
What happened when you went with Floyd Mayweather Sr.?
Oh, well, we all know what Manny Pacquiao done to Hatton. We all know what Floyd done to Hatton. Yeah?
Floyd done that to Hatton when he was with Billy Graham.
Yeah. But when he went to America. But anyway, the point I'm making is that his most success was with the British trainer. Again, Prince Naseem Hamed, all his success, his biggest nights, the most success with Brendan Ingle, UK. Let's do another British one. Nigel Benn, British trainers, as far as I know. I don't know. Yeah. British trainers.
He went to America, but he still stepped with. Even check this one out. When Nigel Benn went to America, yeah.
Yes.
After losing to Michael Watson in April of 1989.
Yes.
Right. He went out to America, and you know he found a British trainer out there.
There you go. Frank Bruno. I'm talking about the guys that anyone knows. In Britain. Frank Bruno, British trainer. Nigel Benn, British trainer. Chris Eubank Sr., British trainer. Ricky Hatton, British trainer. Joe Calzaghe in the valleys, in a shed with his dad. British trainer. You can't, I don't know what's the matter with these guys. Like, why they keep on getting gas with these American trainers? American trainers are for Americans. They're for Americans. They're not for you. They're not for you. And the caveat of all of this was the Lennox Lewis trick. You lot thinking because Lennox done it, Naseem Hamed, I'd always done say that. Naseem, well, I said that with you lot got fooled by the Lennox Lewis trick. I don't look at Lennox as a British man. because his schooling was in Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong, Spencer. You're the knowledge.
Yeah, you're right. His schooling was in Canada.
His schooling was in Canada.
His
He
schooling was in
brought
Canada.
his best friend, Courtney Shannon, into the team as his conditioner. You understand what I'm saying? So the point is that why is it that British fighters feel that when they go to America, there's going to be success? Because my thing is, American trainers are for Americans. Anthony Joshua, it could be even argued that Anthony Joshua was best when he was with McCracken.
Well, he had better success when he was with McCracken, Tunde.
Exactly.
But wait a minute. Hold up a second. The decline of Anthony Joshua.
Hold on there. Hold on. Wait there. Because you know me, I'm not letting things slide. Daniel J. Bolton, but I swear you went to Mayweather's gym though, T. Yes, I went to Mayweather's gym to learn. If you know my history, Devin Haney's dad at 12 wanted me to base myself in America, in Las Vegas. I said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm staying here. So I'm not going there to say, yeah, boom, I'm going to bring them on a, yeah, it's knowledge. Knowledge is worldwide. It doesn't necessarily, you add to the game. That's what I've done, but I stayed here. I'm here. My success is going to be here. I'm not going nowhere. I'll go there for maybe training camps. I'll go there to pick up from all the masters there. But I'm here. I'm here. And I just feel that we're not respecting what's here. I feel that a lot of young fighters...
Who's not respecting what's here? Who's not respecting what's here?
I know, I'm saying a lot of young fighters get to a certain level with their trainers from the UK, and then all of a sudden, they want to bring in this American and give them free money. I never see Sugar Hill in the gym 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago with Lawrence Okoli. Lawrence Okoli was in my gym. I never see Sugar Hill in there. I see Sugar Hill on Fight Week and then in the corner on Fight Night. So how are you gonna build some form of relationship with someone you're just linking up for a 6 week, 8 week camp? No, you can't. If you want to do that, then base yourself in America. Base yourself in America. Don't come back here. Stay there. Anyway, I told you don't want me to answer this question.
No, I did.
Go ahead, Spence.
I'm glad that you did, Tunde. I'm glad that you did. But you know what?
Wait. The thing don't finish yet. Last night was your my one. Hold on, Tunde, you're contradicting yourself. It's okay to go to America to grab knowledge, but I said bit boxers. That's double standards. I didn't say it's not okay to go there and get knowledge. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Why do you need to drop your English trainer and get an American trainer? What, you can go over to America, get some good sparring and everything like that, like a lot of fighters have done. Come back, your trainer that you're with every day, boom, that's it. Or better still, maybe you want to bring in as a co-trainer an American trainer. That may can work. I don't know, but I just feel that it's not the magic pill. Because I'm gonna say this again, I feel Lawrence's performance has declined since he brought in my man. Where did this vegan diet come from? Having said that, I was told yesterday that Richard Riakpo, another Nigerian, I don't know what's going on in the world, has been vegan from the longest.
For the get-go.
So I don't know what's going on right there. But that's just my opinion. I don't know why us Brits feel, and I say us Brits, us Brits, or the fighters that are in Britain, really feel the need to have an American as their first trainer. Why don't you bring them in the corner? Bring up the mans them that you grow with. Have them. Yeah, of course. Knowledge is power. Bring them in. But to say this is my trainer when you know these men have got their own families and everything. It's all about, boxing is about relationships as well. You got to know your fighter. You got to know your fighter. So when it's time to make certain calls, you are making the call based on, look, Ben Davison made the call very much like myself against Lee Wood in the first Lara fight. What happened last night? Because he knew Lee. He knew him. He knew the soul and the spirit of the youth. So he said, you know what? We're stopping this fight. Boom. A lot of people got on him. They didn't get me, but they got him for that fight. Boom, come back later. Last night he broke up my boy. So
Yeah, it
that's
was a very, very good performance. It was a very good performance indeed.
yeah, that's someone who knows their fighter. So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, go ahead. Come on. The relationship is the key. The relationship between a boxer and that trainer and fighter have to be able to speak with one another and relate stuff, the way they're feeling. That cannot come over 2 weeks. You can't just fly a man in for 2 weeks. No, maybe, I don't know, maybe if you're in the UK, that might work. You just bring in a trainer from the UK for the last 2 weeks, but you're asking someone to leave their family, their thing. Robert Garcia, when he was here, all he kept on doing was talking about his family back home. When he was with AJ, that's all he kept on doing. My family back home, you know I have to make these sacrifices. Bro, you're not committed to the job. You're not committed to the job. You're not. You ain't committed to the job. And that is how the cookie crumbles. Anyway, let's move on from this. Come on, let's go. Sugar got a blunt approach. Yeah. Chatting about, I don't like the way these Yanks talk like we don't know nothing. Yeah, you know, that's not boxing. That's not boxing. Shut up, man, about that's not boxing. But we know boxing. We know boxing. What, it's only you that can know boxing. We know boxing. We know boxing. So anyway, Spence, go ahead. Come on.
Yeah. I'm saying that when we're looking on certain things, especially when we're dealing with Americans, because America's a bigger place. So if America's a bigger place, and America's got more gyms than the UK, America's got bigger, yeah, right. But what I'm trying to say is like we're also turning to like what is on the, which is hyping, and it's always, this game is swings and roundabouts. This person is doing this, so therefore he must be better. So therefore I must go with this guy here. This is how it goes. Well, he's the hot guy now. I've seen it happen all the time. How many times do people say, "Come here, quick to run, go to Freddie Roach's gym"?
Oh,
yeah, I mean, how many times? So this is something. So this is not something new. This is not something that I've just seen, and it's no. This is not new. This is something that has happened and is going to happen through the course of history. Anywhere where we believe that it's hot, then we go see. But the real test, the real proof is in the pudding of longevity. That's the real test. But what it is this: I don't want to be with a trainer that has too many fires. I don't. Because what happens is your substance is watered down. You know what I mean? Trainers' full concentration and focus is meant to be on their fire. And like I said, study great fighters, study great trainers, because they leave clues. Right? Difference when you got a home where you built a hub where everyone's just in the same place and it's like, it's boom, it's run there and it's like a factory, totally different. But these trainers now, what I've noticed, are becoming like professional hired guns. That's what's happening. So they're becoming professional hired guns. I want to know, where is the full concentration going to be with their fight? Oh, I'm working with him for 6 weeks. Lawrence Okoli said, I worked with this guy for 6 weeks.
Who?
Lawrence said he worked for 6 weeks with Sugar. Right? And I didn't see no improvements there, Tony. And that's not me taking a slant on Sugar Hill. That's not me taking a slant on Lawrence Okoli. I didn't see no improvements. Like I've said, what Lawrence must do. Right? Now, if he wants to listen, he listens. If he don't, he don't. Regardless, I just want the young man to come back bigger and better than he has done from last night. Because right now there's a rematch clause that's in the contract. Right? There's a rematch. But how is he going to win it?
Anyway, before I answer that, thank you, Muhammad Ahmed, for the $4.99 again. T. Amir Khan trained in America, though. Is that an exception? It may be, but it's not a rule. And Amir Khan's, I'm trying to think. It was with Freddie. He got stopped with Freddie. He blamed Freddie. Then I don't know where he went after that. I think he got stopped again. Then he went again with Virgil. Then I think he got stopped. Then he left Virgil. Then he went with Bomac and he got stopped again. So listen, It's not a good record.
Yeah, listen, Chris Andre Boxing is really taking out the pounds today. Thank you again for the £10. People missing Tunde's point. He's saying people act like Americans are some secret knowledge no one else has. That's hype. Someone once told me Yard should go to Roach as if it is a magic pill.
Bro, this man, thank you very much.
The only pill it would have been with birth control, right?
Thank you very much, Chris. I'm glad you get the point. You know, there's no magic secret. Hard work, dedication. This is why I wanted. This is why I originally went to Floyd's gym, because when everyone was criticizing Floyd over here and criticizing me for the way that I do pads after studying Roger for so long, I wanted to go and see what was going on in the flesh. And you know, based on an invite from Roger Mayweather, I built up a good working relationship over there with Boza Edwards in the gym and stuff like that. But one thing I realized is that the people that were around Floyd was not even, ask Anthony Yard, ask O'Hara Davis, ask Junior Benjamin, Otu Saba. We were working as hard as Floyd because we were like, wow, we was copying them. We was like, all right, cool. So this is how Floyd worked. But 99, listen to the number correctly, because the other 1% is Floyd. 99% of the fighters in that gym. Let me not put our brother in Dubai there, who just won the Badu Jack. Other than Badu Jack, nobody was consistent and nobody trained hard in that gym, other than Floyd and Badu Jack. So what that showed me is that it's just the hard work. There's no magic. We only got 2 arms and 2 legs. It ain't rocket science. It's repetition. Anyway, thank you, Chris Andre Boxing. Let's carry on this figure. Let's carry on this figure.
It's 21:22 now. We're meant to do the show for an hour.
Oh, wow. Wow, the thing's gonna, well.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm going to rants today myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Tunde, but pad work is overrated. Maybe in your eyes, definitely in Chris Eubank Senior's eyes, and what you'll hear about that. Everybody, listen.
But you know what? Listen to me. How it goes is this. It's horses for courses, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
That is it.
Yes,
it's horses for courses. What I mean, like there's an old Jamaican saying that a puss and a dog doesn't have the same luck.
There you go.
So, right. So what can work for one person may not necessarily work for you. What can work for you may not necessarily work for one person. But what I am saying is this. There has to be a certain work ethic, right?
There you go. That's the key. Hard work. Even you're going like it's complicated. It's not. It just sounds so, it's basic that most people don't believe it.
Yeah,
it's just hard work.
Yeah.
Go and look at Canelo. Being in Canelo. As I said, I was in California for 2 months straight in Freddie Roach's gym. Left California, went down to Vegas. I've been there. I studied these guys. And all I'm saying is certain times when these American coaches, not all, because there's a lot of great coaches, you know, it's like they're just talking down on us. Like we don't know what's going on. We know what's going on. We know what's going on, but they just got a bigger pool, and you know, there's a lot to learn from there. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying there's a lot to learn from them, but don't think it's the be all and end all. Like you have to get an American trainer, like it's some fashion thing.
Yeah, Pekka 2021. Thank you so much. Wait for that to go first. Thank you so much for the $4.99. What you take off the screen for?
Wait there. Sorry. Yes, go on.
You're right, Tunde. These fighters chase for clout trainers.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
Thank guys, very informative show. No, thank you for always tuning in and showing love as well. For anyone on here, hit the like and subscribe button. We might as well just carry on because we're on one today, so we might as well just carry on. Makes no difference to me.
Look at this donut. Let me tell you something. Every fighter I've ever trained can punch. Every fighter I've taken non-punches and made them punches. So again, Tola, I'm not going to block you because you're just making a point, but you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know what I do. You just see him. You don't know my work ethic, sir. So what do you know? How many fighters have you trained?
Well, you know what? I'm not.
You don't need to tell me when to stop. I'm just telling you, let's put on blast.
Yeah. No,
I even block
it's
him.
like,
I'm not going to block him because I'm not in that kind of mood. But I just have to say. But anyway, it's been a great show. I can see your time.
You might as well carry on. What? You can see what? You might as well carry on.
Okay. Come on, Leo. The secret is hard work. It ain't rocket science. It's hard work. If you come into the game late, this is what I'm trying to say, like with Lawrence. Because as you call it, overachieved. I don't like to use that word. But he's behind in terms of how long he's been doing it. The only thing that makes that gap or bridges that gap between experience is hard work. That's what it is. So hard work is the secret. Keep working hard. That's what I always say. That's what I always say to people. Just work hard. When fighters ask me what I do, just keep working. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. The game is not easy. It's a very, very challenging sport. But if you keep at it, if you stay at it, you'll get to where you're supposed to get to. That's why we coined that phrase. Hard work don't lie. Hard work don't lie. Preparation, very key for boxers. Your preparation. Are you just bringing your trainer in for the last week or two? Or is he with you day in, day out? Are you working on things together day in, day out? You need your trainer to be with you. Your trainer can pick up, just like you as a fighter can pick up when your trainer may not be on it. Then you say, you know what, coach? Nah. You need to fix up. I don't really, it's got to be that kind of relationship. You need to fix up. I don't like what's going on. And so, listen, it's not something we can really get to the nuts and bolts in one session or one episode. But suffice to say, Lawrence Okolie lost his WBO cruiserweight title last night. There is a rematch clause. Lawrence has said he's going to activate the rematch clause. And I hope he prepares correctly this time and does what he said he would do in this fight. Well done to Sam Egerton last night, taking the unbeaten record of Joe Pigford. Great, onwards and upwards for Egerton. Well done to Lee Wood, becoming a two-time world champion last night, defeating a man that knocked him out in Lara. Well done to this machine. I don't even know his first name. Lopez, the Mexican
gangster.
He was throwing shots from the floor, and fantastic. We said it when we was doing a brief watcher on that left foot right uppercut is dangerous.
Bernardo Lopez is something else too.
And that right uppercut was bang on the money, forcing Adam Booth to throw the towel in immediately. I think it was Adam who threw the towel.
Yeah, it wasn't Adam who threw the towel.
But what a fighter Lopez is.
I saw this Bernardo Lopez guy when he fought Isaac Lowe. Yeah.
Oh, was that the first? I remember you telling me about that fight.
I told you to. I worked on that fight for ESPN, right? And it was at York Hall, that show. And this guy, like Isaac Lowe, was boxing his ears off. But the guy don't business. He's like, boop, boop, boop. Drop him. Boop, boop, drop him. The guy is just different, man. Just really, really different. Yeah, Orca style, and has complete self-belief in his punching power as well. You know?
They're saying Lopez Rabasi next in a unit. That will be a fight and a half.
It will be.
Because Rabasi, as we know, was the last man to beat Shakur. Different fighter, different level. He didn't start too well. He lost. I think he lost his first or second fight.
Yeah. But he's a bad boy fighter.
Yeah, but he just won his first world title against Isaac Dogbo the other week there, and he's definitely such a talent.
That's kind of weird because the featherweight division is crammed right now, you know, because you got Lopez, Roboso, you got Lee Wood. It's exciting time, you know.
Very exciting.
It's an exciting time.
Very, very exciting.
Miss
Miss
Ringside,
Ringside,
thank you so much for the $9.99. Consistency, commitment, perseverance, dedication, and most of all, belief in yourself creates success. Okoli's last 2 fights have been questionable. Who would you suggest he trains with here? Told you already. If you weren't, maybe you just jumped on late, sis. He should come to TUNDE AJAYI.
who is Roboso Spinny? We know, but this ain't no elocution class. That we know we're talking about the Cuban, the Cuban boxer. We know that man's from certain environments. We're not watching the pronunciation to its T, but we all know what we're talking about. The Rabisi. I call him Rabisi. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, we even forgetting about Josh Warren. Josh Warren is still in the mix. I believe they might make that fight next, Spence.
I'm not. I don't know. But what I am saying is, it is hot. What is that? What's that? 6181 boxing. TUNDE AJAYI. Lawrence Okoli needs a trainer like him. Well, that's what I've been saying. I'm not gonna say it no more. Ever since Okoli went vegan, he's never been the same.
I told you, it don't make sense. This is what I was saying. You need man in your ear to say, hold on. No. Come on. Let's look at it here. Let's look at what our best performances were when we were eating shaki and pounded and spinach. We need to see what Spencer's tired. We're gonna allow him.
I'm tired now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired now.
We're gonna allow him. You know, like me, I'll go and keep on going and chatting. But listen, thank you everyone for joining us. I think we'll wrap it up there. 1 hour, 31 minutes, 31 minutes overtime. It's been great chatting with you, Spence, as usual. And I'm quite sure we'll be talking.
Plum pleasing pleasure on my end.
But yeah, listen, this is what boxing's about. We've all got opinions. Not everyone's saying that everything I say, that Spencer say, that you say is the correct one, but it's just your opinion.
No, TUNDE, mine is correct. It's correct for me. You don't have to agree with me. No one has to agree with me.
Why you started again?
No, I'm just gonna keep this thing 100. You don't know. Listen, I'm not really bothered that if people don't agree with me.
Yeah, we know that, Spence.
I know I can't help it, but you're gonna listen because I'm going by the data of which has been accumulated over years and years and years and years and years. Right? That is it. Dotty Gal.
Are you actually a girl? That's what I want to know. Is Dotty Gal actually a girl? You need to answer that question for us. Dotty Gal, are you actually a girl? Because you might just be like one of them yardie man who just like them, but it's a Dotty Gal. But yeah.
President TUNDE. Wait, let me just ask this quickly. President TUNDE, will O'Hara Davis win a world title? Yeah? And I believe, right, they even got a picture of you, TUNDE. They're taking liberties.
Yeah, that's what I said. Right. That's an old picture. But big up Dotty Gal. Dotty Gal said, yes, I'm a gal.
Okay, cool. Now, I'm saying that if O'Hara Davis fights Rolly, he'll become a world champion. I believe O'Hara Davis can beat Rolly. Will O'Hara Davis get that Rolly fight? Not on your life will he get that fight. He ain't getting that fight.
But they're already talking about Rolly and Garcia, Rolly and
he ain't getting that fight. He's not getting that fight.
I feel this is the time where if you're not a watch, this is the time you need that big promoter behind you. You know, to leverage you in certain positions.
Well, you saw like O'Hara go back and forth yesterday with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
When you told me about it, then I happened to see it. And Eddie Hearn just had him up, you know. Eddie Hearn had him up. I didn't like that. I wish that O'Hara Davis didn't even confront Eddie Hearn.
But again, this is sometimes what I'm saying. Like you just need guidance, man. You just need guidance, and it's not about not allowing these young men to be who they are, you know. But sometimes you can do things that may affect you longer. You understand? May affect you worse down the line. So it's just about making moves at the right time. But you know, O's modeled himself as being controversial, and I guess he thinks that works for him. But I see Eddie was getting a bit angry there yesterday.
No, Eddie, you got him up still. Eddie has him up. You know what I mean? I didn't like that. I didn't like it, but if someone's coming in your face like that, what are you gonna do? You have to defend yourself, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like there's only certain man can get into verbal debate with Edward Hearn and come out on top. And it was like, look, I want you to make a lot of money. Well, but when he said, look, you were out of contract, he was kind of having him up. Yeah, I mean, Pekka 2021, David Adenisian is an American chase. What's that? Oh, David Adelaide. I can't put it on the screen. I can't even see the team properly.
But I was just looking
Adelaide is in America chasing for an American trainer. No, he actually has an American trainer right now. David Adelaide. He's got some guy who used to work in the Kronk. That is David Adelaide's trainer right now.
Isn't that the one from Dubai or something? The one that was working with AJ one time.
I don't even know who it is, but he's working with a guy that used to be in a Kronk gym. I don't know because he was telling me that's who he's working with now. But I didn't even check who it was. I was like, okay, cool, do your thing.
You know what? Rolly, I was looking at Aaron's comment, and I've just gone back and looked on his Instagram. Aaron, I'm trying to find Aaron's comment because I would not have known this. But Aaron posted. Here it is. So Aaron said, Rolly posted done deal or something like that on Insta yesterday.
With who?
But this is what I'm saying. He just put done deal. That was the first post. It's almost 24 hours, so that's going to be gone. And then it says, and then he put Rolly versus Ryan, who wins?
Okay. Whoa.
Rolly's left nutsack or Rolly's right nutsack. Then he's got, at 2 a.m. sleep. I'll say, so maybe that fight has already been done.
Maybe.
Interesting. And again, this is business at the top level. You know, you can be a mandatory for a long time and not get your shot.
Listen, you don't need to ask me that. We've seen how long Dylan White was waiting.
Yes. Yeah, Dylan knows all about that. You know, Dylan was, I think, how many? Like almost 2 years or something, right?
3.
Wow. Interesting. Well, listen, it's been a great show, Spence.
Yep, it has been. I've been amazingly grateful.
Yeah, done.
So every single person that's been on here, every person that's thrown in the Snapchat money. God bless you all. Chris Andre, Mohammed Ahmed, Rowan. Very grateful to you guys. Sugar Ray, Pekka, Dotigal, Miss Ringside. Thank you so much for your donation towards the show. It keeps us pushing forward. And it really, really does. It's been a very, very good, successful week this week, Tunde, that we've had. I'm wishing everybody a more spectacular week this week. Remember this thing here. If you're going through it, the operative thing is that you are going through it. You're going to come out successful on the other side. Keep pushing forward. Keep staying positive. Being positive is the most important thing, as you'll hear from Chris Eubank Senior this week. I think we're going to bust that, Wednesday? I was speaking to Manny. Wednesday, we're going to bust that on the Fight is Right channel. But we're going to break it down because it was so long, but it was so excellent. We left speaking to Chris Eubank Senior, and we felt elated, but also we felt elevated because he dropped some true pearls of wisdom that I was so grateful to listen to the man, and it was very, very uplifting, to say the least. I want to thank every single person that's joined us on the show. Everybody is commenting. Big up man like Firelinks. He was saying, Tunde's commentaries off the chain. Big boy Firelinks who's in that film. What film was he? It was that film that was directed by what's his name? What's that rapper? I can't remember. It's going on. Please forgive me. It's a wicked movie. He got one Bear Awards as well. And he was one of the main characters in it. So
Why don't you found bad?
Who?
Terrence Crawford.
What?
Try phone him now.
Sure. Yeah, pay my phone bill.
You know, Mohammed, we was just talking about this. Yeah, absolutely. We've been waiting for a big sponsor, and we've had some meetings. But yeah, obviously we're open to talk about that. We just contact Jonathan at .com. Let me see if I can put that his email.
The man must be eating some big food right now, Ton.
Person you are trying to reach.
Yeah, he's eating some food.
What about Audley?
Tunde, I'm going to my bed. What about Audley?
Wait. Let me just put up this. Let me just put up John's email for my man to contact for sponsorship. Wait there, my man. Yeah, you know this is a proper live show. Oh, wait. Where's Manny?
Manny's sleeping, bruv.
Where's Manny? Manny better
Yo, Audley.
Yo, master knowledge, what?
Well, yeah, what about, man? What are you doing? We're just on a show live. Tunde just called your name. And look, and people are saying, we want Audley in the comments.
You lot killed me, you know.
No, but it's the truth. But you still in London?
It's a live thing, man. It's live. No.
All right, look, man. Give me what are you doing right now? Just give us 2 minutes. The crowd, the people, the fans want to hear from you. Everyone's.
Right. Give me 5 minutes, and then I'll jump in.
All right, I'll send you a link. Big up yourself.
10 minutes.
All right. You see, you're not trying to stop me from going to sleep, bro.
Yeah, bro, we get this energy right now. There's no script with us, Spence. There's no script. The people
no Tunde, because people start to complain.
Who's complaining?
People start to complain and say, no, you need to do it through the professional procedures.
What is the professional? Explain to me what the professional.
No, not me. What do you mean? Explain what the professional procedure is. Not me.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to know what it is.
All right, no. I'm just saying, like, no, you need to organize it and have a time schedule and blah, blah. I said, no, this will make the fighting right so unique that I got black belt powers and you lot can call a name and just ring them and then boom, they're on it. Yep. Ralph Dawkins, Combat Radio. Big up yourself, Ralph. Loving the work that you're doing. Big up Audley. You know how this thing is.
Well, send them the link though. You have to
I'm going to send it right now. I'm going to send it right now.
Regardless of how the show's run, we're almost at 15,000 subs, and that's tremendous. And we will be putting out a poster once we hit that landmark, and we'll just keep it moving. Like, comment, subscribe, all helps with the analytics of the show. You know, we keep giving you guys what you want. What else there's to talk about? I said there's talk. Oh yeah, who do you think is going to win the Spence and Crawford fight?
I don't. No, I'm just keeping this thing 100. I don't, son. I'm not saying who's winning or who's not winning right now.
You must have some idea.
I don't, Tunde. Who do you think is going to win?
I told you. I don't know what it is. Errol's my guy, but I don't know. I feel the professionalism from what I've seen of Bud. The fact I've never seen this guy in any trouble. He stopped Sean Porter. He stopped Sean Porter. A career welterweight.
Yeah.
A one-time light heavyweight. I think he might have been heavy. He fought Usyk.
Yeah, it was big. He used to be big.
He stopped. He actually beat up Sean Porter. Nothing what Sean Porter was doing was working.
Not one thing.
And that, I don't know, man. It's hard to actually see, but I don't. Again, when Errol made that baby mistake, schoolboy error with the gum shield, looking down on the floor and Ugas clap him. I think that got Errol mad actually.
I know.
Errol said, all right, cool. I'm going to show you what time it is. Let me just put some yard man beating on you. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. This guy, this Errol, this Bud is something. He's something different. He's something different. I believe he's one of them special talents. Although, as Errol was saying, and I kind of agree with him, Errol is like a perfect fighter. He can do everything. You know, he worked downstairs to the body, tremendous, gets his hands back in the right position after he throws. Even on the bag, his hands come back to the right position. But, you know, Bud, he's the same orthodox. If that don't work, he'll switch southpaw. It's just the guy's got different looks. And it could boil down to the IQ of Bud. Yeah, what a fight. What a fight. I just pray everything I pray everything happens and everything goes on and there's there's no reason for the fight not to happen. But this guy, Terrence Bud Crawford, is something special. I'm just saying it. And if Errol Spence stops or beats Bud Crawford, whoever wins this fight is the most dominant welterweight since. Who is the most dominant welterweight in your opinion?
What, of all time?
Yeah, you're gonna say your friend in it, Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't. Historically speaking, the most dominant world.
No, who is yours? Don't come with no history thing.
No, I cover history because I'm trying to drag out the title of Audley Fights connection to cover the thing. Leah O, thank you very much for the $9.99. Prediction: Bud wins.
Come on.
Both fighters are great. Bud is explosive. Great finisher. Switches it up and goes for the kill. Spence is, methodical, has a blunt force and beats the fight out of his opponents.
Yes.
Interesting.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
I can't disagree with that. Leah, that's very precise.
No, Leah knows boxing. Trust me, Leah knows boxing.
She knows. She always tunes into us each week, so she must know something.
Yeah.
She's part of the family.
Yep. Again, Onion, 77. I agree. Ain't never seen Bud in trouble. Get the F out of there. Did you see Gamboa fight? Come on, man. That's not trouble. That's not. You're in trouble, bro. He weren't in trouble. He stopped every waterway he's fought. He ain't. Listen, man. I'm telling you. My Marshy in the building. Evening. Bid on grandma. Duties. Blessings. Tunde, Spencer, and everyone.
I don't know why my Marshy.
She sound old.
Yeah, exactly. She's not old, man. She's young.
Just, but yeah, big up, Sean.
Turning back the clock.
Crawford, Spence, I can't wait. Definitely. People forgetting Little Gamboa. Come on now. You know what it's like? There's always something. There's always one little thing someone has to pick up on. It's like they're fighters. They're gonna get hit at some point in their career. It's what they've gone on to do. Gamboa.
Rude boy, I'm giving Audley Harrison 5 minutes and I'm bouncing. I'm not no longer.
Yeah. Audley's taking man for an idiot.
5-minute countdown. Straight standard. That's all I'm on.
Man put 5-minute countdown on his voice control.
Yeah.
That's too funny. I do that as well, you know, you just make use of the voice recognition.
Yeah, 5-minute countdown, bro. I ain't got all day.
Alarm for 4 a.m.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I can tell you're from the States. More trouble than you ever seen. Heroin, 100. Make it make sense. Bro.
Yeah, you know what? The brother's right though, because
No. Listen, Errol's my
Gamboa did clap him still.
No, but so what? You're not supposed to get hit. Hey, you ain't never gonna get hit.
Here we go.
Come on, we're just seeing. I'm just saying, I ain't seen no major trouble. Yes, he got hit by Gamboa. Yes, he got hit by Kavalauskas. But that ain't no major trouble. He just, you hit me, hold this. That's what he done. He hit me, hold this. So we're gonna see. It is one of those fights that everyone's talking about, and everyone's gonna have an opinion. But as Bud said, yeah, cool. Onion, I know you're from the States. Cool, but everyone's gonna have a fight, but we're gonna find out. That's what makes this such an exciting fight. we are definitely gonna find out, and I'm definitely gonna be there. I tried to book my flights, but they're kind of like it. Don't know what happened. My card wasn't going through. Man saying Buzz retirement party. Someone is gonna. There's a rematch clause. There is a rematch clause.
Yep. There's talk about allegedly it could be 3 fights depending on how the first 2 go. So and if that is the case, they will really be cashing out, bro.
Onion 77. What makes you say Bud more SP than Errol? I don't know what SP means, but I'm not saying I've always been an Errol man. Everyone knows I've been an Errol man. You know, when we was first out in Vegas, Errol and Derek. You know, I know the guys. I don't know, but there's something about Terrence Crawford that kind of unsettles me in this fight here. This guy is full of confidence and he's a strong switch hitter, power in both hands, and it ain't gonna be an easy fight.
Right, yeah. Audley just sent me a message. He's coming on.
Yeah, I can see Audley. I'm just letting Audley stay there, let him just bun a zoo or something.
No, don't put that foolishness. Don't look. Remember what Eubank said.
Sorry, Audley. I don't know what's about me. I'm talking like Spencer today.
No, you're
anyway,
not, no.
ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the one and only, the Rastafari Ja. I'm on one tonight. The majestic, the very intellectually spoken, one of our greats in the UK, never given the respect I feel he deserves, but we're giving it to him anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the one, the only, Mr. A-Force, Audley Harrison.
Yes. Respect.
What's going on, Odds?
Yeah, everything's blessed, man. I'm here in the UK, been here for longer than I was expecting. Just passing through, but
Yes.
I'm still here. And
so you're on ends then, yeah?
Yeah, I'm in the ends. I've been around the ends, so it's been good to catch up with some of my peeps. And I'm just here for, it's not ideal why I'm here, you know what I mean? Family things, but everything's Chris. Watching. It's been good to be able to watch the boxing, get involved with boxing. You know, I've done a few little boxing bits, so it's been good. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you on Sky there. Sky brought you in. That was good for me to see. I like that.
Yeah. Because you know, the bottom line, what people don't understand, guys, which you guys understand, what people got to realize is this: when I turned pro, from my first fight, like from my trainers, from my matchmakers, from my lawyers, I done it like I was the world champ. From my training camps were like 8 weeks long, 12 people in the camp. So from my first fight, what people have to understand, they're like, what does Audley know about boxing? From my first fight, I done it like a world champion, even though I wasn't a world champion. And I lived like a world champion. I was respected like a world champion. So I was able to meet with fighters like from Sugar Shane Mosley to every fighter in America who were like the top of their game. I wasn't a world champion, but I was kicking it with those guys. You understand? So I have knowledge. People are like, what does he know? He's a one fight. He doesn't know nothing about. No,
Stop for a second. I remember every year they have this basketball match in America with the boxers, and Audley Harrison, after winning the gold medal in 2020, in 2000, Audley Harrison was one of the guest basketball players, and for me, and that was in the Ring magazine. For me, that was massive. I said, "Nah, Audley's a bad man." You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the following week, you know what I mean, me and Audley were raving at China Whites. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. So it's like
right. So look, raving at China Whites, going to, like last week I was at an event, invited to an event with, Gordon Brown's a former Prime Minister. I was there as a guest, Sarah Brown, his wife.
I saw that.
He's a former Prime Minister. You get me? Like, there's levels to this. And
Come on.
Like talking about, but there's levels. And I'm not in the competing with nobody, but I know where I'm at. And I'm still today, I know where I'm at. You get me? I don't need to blow it. You just look at my social media, you see the people that I'm rolling with still today. You get what I'm saying? Because what I done, I was the pioneer. You get me? I was the first who came through that door from an amateur, turned pro, and I've done it as a world champion. People are gonna say, but you didn't win a world title, did you? And you flopped to your career. No, I didn't flop. I just didn't get what I wanted to get. I should have got a world title. I wanted to get a world title, but I wanted to do it on my own terms. And I keep trying to tell this to people. Like, when I lost that BBC deal, we might as well say the world title, I should have retired. Because the whole thing was Audley Harrison, A-Force Promotions. No one was going to stop me. But the minute I lost control of that power, do you get me? It's like, it was about having control, A-Force going through. No one was going to stop me. You get me? So people have to understand it. So I laugh when people say, yeah, but look at him. He threw one punch against David. He was no good. You get what I'm saying? It was just Father Time caught up with me, and I couldn't get there. You know, I couldn't get there under my own. Even when I finally decided, okay, let me still try and win a world title, it was already too late. You know, but if I'd gone through as A-Force Promotions all the way through, no one would have stopped me. That's what I truly 100% believe in my heart, body, and soul. You know what I mean? But it's all good. There's no anger now. Everything's gravy. And, you know, it's like watching these fights. It's tough on me watching these fights because what I know, I mean, like I went to the Repton gym the other day. I was helping out the kids, the amateur kids. And just like, the fundamentals is just like, you know, just teaching them the fundamentals of how you're supposed to cut off the ring, how you're supposed to move circle around the ring. You know, I've just been fortunate. I've had, obviously, my Olympic career, but then when I turned pro, I had TERRANCE, who was been with Eddie Futch for years. Eddie Futch. So it's just like a great, and it's just 100 years of tutelage there. Those guys in camp, TERRANCE gave me
200 years of tutelage, because you're forgetting about Young Durham as well, who came up, who Eddie Futch learned from. So that's about 200 years, bro.
You understand? And like when I say Fel gave me everything, because like he was like, he saw, because like Riddick Bowie could fight on the inside, so he taught me how to fight on the inside, taught me how to fight on the outside, taught me everything, right? So I had all of that tutelage, and then Kenny Kroom was in the camp, and then I was in Vegas, like, so I'm in Vegas sparring with like Vaughn Bean, like in my sixth fight, I'm fighting with Vaughn Bean, he's a former world champion, you get what I'm saying? Then Javier Mora, like these tough guys, and I handle them comfortable coming up, like 14-0, when I beat Lissandro Diaz on an undercard. It was James Toney and Vander Holyfield undercard I fought. And I knocked out this guy called Lissandro Diaz. You need to go back and watch that fight, the combination. The other thing that they're doing, every time people put my fights up, there's a copyright claim and my fights get pulled down. And the only fight you see of Audley Harrison getting knocked out. So the campaign is still going. You get me? Because why now, today, people are still care about me that you're going to pull down my fight. Like the good fights of me knocking man out looking great. And there's a copyright. And so you know, A-Force Promotion, I own the copyright to all of my fights. All of my fights on the BBC, even on all my fights in the UK. So nobody should be able to do a copyright. But they're still playing games with me, still today. So you only see Audley Harrison getting knocked out by David A, Audley Harrison getting knocked out by Deontay Wilder. You don't see all of my fights where I'm destroying man looking great. So people got to understand the game is still being played against me because, you know, they don't want Audley to get too big still. Still today, but I'm not even a threat. I'm still a threat.
What I'd like to know is this, right? Because this was a show. The show was actually, we were talking about Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. How do you see that fight going, Audley?
Well, first of all, that's been a fight I've been licking my lips about since it was first spoken about, right? Because for me, Terrence Bud Crawford has been like pound for pound, like up there for me. Okay, I just love the southpaw, the orthodox, just the mentality. He's got that Marvin Hagler mentality. He's a dog mentality, and I've always seen that with him. And I've always seen the way he's been able to adapt, southpaw, orthodox, just beautiful. I don't see, like when you look at a fight, you're like, weaknesses. I don't see any weaknesses in Terrence Bud Crawford. I don't see any weaknesses. I've ticked every box he's ticked for me. Okay, but he's moving up in weight now. Okay, Errol Spence. Different cat, different animal. Again, I've seen him step into the role of being that next guy, but he's stepping into that role. I think Bud's already there, right? In terms of like what you have to learn. So other than the weight discrepancy, I'm saying it's a 50-50 fight. But if there's an edge, you know, when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvin Hagler, it's hard to discern who's going to pick because you're talking about high level elite. It's not like when Tank brought Ryan Garcia. You remember Garcia is kind of not on that level, but he may be making it interesting. make it a closer fight. But, the right guy, in the end, Tank came out. In this fight, it's very, it's 50-50 in terms of, like, you break down the styles. The weight factor could be a thing because he's moving up. And the fact that Crawford hasn't been, both of them haven't been that active. Because Terrence used to be much more active, and that's what made him, we're fighters, so we know ring rust is a real thing. And it's something that you can't discount in a fight like this. You're just coming straight in, and you need to be as sharp as you are. And you can't get sharp off one fight, of sparring and everything else. So that could be another factor. But you can't put your hand on your heart and say Crawford. You can't put your hand on the heart and say Spence. It's a real throw-up. It's a real 50-50 fight. But if it wasn't for the weight, I would go.
But it's not the case. Bud Crawford's been a welterweight now for nearly 5 years.
Yeah, but do you think he's punching harder that he's moved up?
No, of course he does. Yeah, of course he does. He stopped Sean Porter. No one else stopped Sean Porter.
Yeah, but in accumulation of punching, because he's so beautiful with the accumulation, the way he works. So you think he's punching harder now he's moved up?
No, he punches, man. That brother punches. He's whacking out, man. Trust me.
Yeah. So
last fight against Avanesian, my goodness gracious.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you really had to put, if I had to put my hand on my heart, I'm gonna go with Bud. I would go with Bud Crawford in a like a blaze stormer, because there's no way Spence is giving up. There's no way Errol Spence is gonna fold. There's no folding Spence. He's a dog. He's a dog. There's no folding him. So it's one of those fights where the man's like looking at greatness, who's coming through that door. If you can get a stoppage in that fight, wow, it's just wow.
And also, your thoughts on last night's performance or fight between Lawrence Okolie and Chris Billum-Smith, and what advice, if any, could you give to Lawrence Okolie moving forward?
Well, I'm going to be honest. No, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest and say that, look, I've sent Lawrence a message. I'm going to tell you that I sent Lawrence a message. Just like I sent Joy Joyce a message, okay? Just like I sent Daniel Dubos a message. Just like I sent Anthony Joshua a message after their defeat. So with the heavyweights, because what I want, what people need to realize, like, when I lost to Danny Williams the first time, right? And I've told this story to some people, and this is why I know people like with Chris Eubank Sr., yeah? When I lost to Danny the first time, yeah, on that Frank Warren bill, and like Chris Eubank, me and Chris Eubank Sr. didn't talk. Chris reached out to me, came to me in his big juggernaut truck, right? And come sit down, because he knew that guy who was fighting. He's like, Audley, that ain't you. But what's happened to you? And he sat me down, and we chopped it up. And I will never forget that. He said, look, Audley, I know like you're probably sleeping in, silk pajamas and all that. And, it's hard to get your hunger. And he just wanted to know, because he's like, I know where you're going. I know where I thought you were going. And I just wanted to sit down and talk with you. I really appreciate that. Still today, I really appreciate that.
Amazing, because we interviewed him yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, what an interview. Yeah. What a interview. Yeah. When it comes out.
Yeah. When I say, like, because I know I saw something about the Warrior Code. When I say he sat down, we talked, and it was just from the heart from him. And it was just like, you see him fight, and he's always had that. You see where he's in shape, and whether he wins or loses some of these fights where he's dropped, but he always had that, didn't he? He always had that. You see, his mindset went there, and just like Lennox in the payback, the mindset go there. Just like me with Danny Williams in my rematch, because I took that Eubanks thing and I took it to camp for the rematch. Danny Williams 2, go watch it. Yes. It was that Warrior Code. You get me? So, when I'm talking about these guys, so when I say Lawrence, like I said, I sent him a private message, just like I sent Joe Joyce, and it's from that Eubanks place. They're looking at it like, oh, Audley Harrison, but they got to understand it from where I'm coming from. Like, setbacks paved the way for comebacks. I've fallen and I've risen again. I've fallen, I've risen how many times? But more than that is what I have in here. What Lawrence could get from me, what Joy Joyce could get from me. 2 of them together in camp with me, what they would get would turn their careers around. Same as Dubois, same as Joshua. What they would get from me, I mean, Joshua now is in a place, okay, he's working with a great trainer. May not be the right fit for him. That's just my opinion. But I'm saying right now, why wait till you get a loss? I've reached out to these people from before. They're like, you know, they may talk to may mention to their trainer or to all these reached out to me. I'm just, I've reached out to you because I've got something I can give you that's going to help you. Because what I have here is when I'm looking at these fights, when I'm watching Lawrence Okoli, when I'm watching Joey Joyce, when I'm watching Dubois, what I see coming and sitting with me, just like Eubank sat with me, just like Lennox sat with me. Come sit with me, and I'm going to give you some insights that's going to help you turn around your career. That's the bottom line. I don't need nothing from you. You need something from me. Is what I have in here. You understand what I'm saying? What I have in here, when I'm seeing you fighting and seeing the mistakes that all of that can be corrected. The people that all of what you're doing wrong can be corrected in the gym, with the fundamentals that you need. Just like I done it when I went to Recton the other day, and just for the amateur style and for what they need to do, there was just some fundamentals of how you move. I gave them that the ones that I took and I helped them out, I know it's going to help them. It's going to adjust their in terms of what they're doing wrong fundamentally.
Why do you think it's so difficult? This is the final question, because I know. Listen, I know we got you by chance. Why do you think it's so difficult for young fighters in general, to heed the knowledge from those that have walked the road before? Because what you're saying is identical to what Antonio Tarver was saying on the show earlier on tonight. It's identical to what Chris Eubanks was saying yesterday. All three of you have said the exact same thing. So my thinking is, what is it like? Obviously, when we lost against Lyndon Arthur, the first fight, which was more down to mental, we still came together as a team and said, listen, let's bring in James Cook. You know, he's older. He's like family. We know him. He's got knowledge. He's been a fighter. Let's learn from what he knows. And even for me, from a trainer's perspective, not a managerial perspective, I've learned so much from James, even in terms of preparation and running and the types of running and sprints and just in the gym, the craft. And we will see what happened in the rematch with Arthur. We took his head off early. And we've continued to grow because I feel that I was humble enough, Anthony was humble enough, Ade was humble enough, us as a team was humble enough to learn from the older generation, the guys that have been in. So I'm like, if I can do it, why can't these other young boys see it? Why can't they learn from us? What is holding them back from taking this essential knowledge that will benefit them in their careers?
Yeah, great insight, great analysis of your position and how you turn your mess into your message, and that's your testimony now. So you had a test, and look at it, it's your testimony now because you took it, you had that defeat, you lost the fight, but you didn't lose the lesson. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing that you turned it around by being open, like you said, like being open to change. A lot of these trainers, a lot of these fighters, unfortunately, it's just the people that they have around them, you know, and they're just scared. They're scared because they view somebody like Audley Harrison as a threat. Oh, wait, what's he gonna do? He's gonna come in and they don't look at it like, I can get knowledge from this guy, and this guy can help my fighter. You get what I'm saying? They're looking at it like, shit, wait a minute, he wants something. Yeah, I want something. I want to help you. And same with Tarver and all that. We want to help you because we're watching we're watching something go wrong that don't need to go wrong. You know, maybe that's with my career. They were like, oh, Audley, we need to take over promoting you. We need to take over in doing what we're doing because we take. It's just people, and I resisted it. I was gonna say I resisted it, but in the end, I ended up having to work with people anyway that I said I was never going to work with. But so in the end, I resisted it to the point where I couldn't resist it no more. So what I'm saying to the best things that you can do, like when you're hard-headed like me, I was hard-headed. So I learn off bumping my head and then I adjust. But that's not the way to really grow. The way to really grow is to learn from other people's mistakes you know, the one person that I had in mind who I could sit down and chat with and reason with was Lennox a lot. And I could chat with Lennox and I could reach out to him and he'd give me advice, you know. And so it was great that I had that. And I'd always listen to him because I know he'd been there before. There was no questions asked. You get what I'm saying? In terms of like, just like reaching out to somebody. But I'm saying these fighters right now today, like when things go wrong, it's an opportunity. Don't look at it as it's like, you look at, it's called a SWOT analysis. Like a SWOT analysis is like how you break down like an opportunity. Yeah. So you have strengths and weaknesses, which is internal to your organization. Then you have opportunities and threats, which is external. Right. I'm an opportunity, but they're looking at me like I'm a threat. It's an opportunity. Bring me in strengths and weaknesses. So I'm not a weakness. Bring me in. Let me have a conversation with you. It's going to help you. That's all I got to say. It's going to help you. Like Joy Joyce is going to have a rematch. Dubois is now looks like he's going to have a big fight. Come to Los Angeles. I can have a gym. Come to Los Angeles for 1 week. Any of you guys who lost, who's on the comeback trail, come to Los Angeles for 1 week. It'd be the best 1 week. It'd be the smartest investment that you do right now is to come to Los Angeles because I'm leaving England. Come to Los Angeles for 1 week or even 2. Let me show you what I believe you're doing wrong, and let's see if it helps you.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. We grabbed Audley. The reason why I'm cutting it Audley because Spencer looked like he's been budding something, like he's ready to go to sleep.
No, listen, stop this talk. You got warned yesterday.
Sorry.
Your eyes are wide though, Spence.
No, you know what I'm looking? I'm looking at the time on my charger on my laptop. I've got 11 seconds left.
Now, Spencer's putting it on me because Chris Eubanks gave me some warning yesterday, and I said to him, I'm going to take it. Now Spencer's just throwing it on me. But it's all good. Listen, you know me. Listen, I'm hard-headed like you, Oli, but the thing about me, I love to learn. And I'm not hard-headed to the sense where I can see something going wrong, and I ain't listening to the man them that's done it. So thank you, Spencer, for reminding me what I was warned not to do yesterday. And thank you, Audley, for joining us at short notice for the fighters, right?
Nah, big up yourself, Audley. Thank you for joining. We had a fantastic show today.
Yes, sir.
So we've had Audley Harrison on the show today. We've had Clifton Mitchell on the show today. We've had the Magic Man Antonio Tarver on the show today. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure as we close the show with the magical word by TUNDE AJAYI.
Come on, we got to get the specs on.
Go on.
Dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up. Grab us this week for even more live interviews that we're going to have smashed out. We're going to have Kell Brook. I'm doing that interview with him tomorrow to find out his opinion on Terrence Crawford and ERROL Spence, as he's been the only British guy to go in with both of them. So, we want to hear that. But we want to thank Audley Harrison, being a fantastic guest. Audley Harrison is always dropping knowledge. Continue doing your thing. And if anybody wants to get hold of Audley Harrison, it's Audley Harrison MBU across all social media platforms. Give the guy a call. You may learn something, and I reckon he could change your life. Peace, 2 fingers. We are OUT.
Laters.
Yes, Audley.